We are going to discuss right economics. So it comes under the unit 2 only. Production means actually for any type of product, in order to come as a finished goods, you have to undergo several processes, right? So you have to put necessary inputs. Okay, so you have to undergo certain process, and then only you can see out the output. So production function is that one. Okay, so you are going to convert, you are going to use your raw material. Okay, so you require necessary raw materials for producing a product. You require the machines, plant and machinery, and then equipments, and then manpower support. Everything you require, you can consider either as inputs or factors of production. Apart from that, you require capital, money. Okay, so all those things you are going to involve in your business, and you are going to make certain process out of that, and you are going to get it as a finished product. So that is your output. So production function is that one. So input, and then process, and then output. So that is known as production function actually. So here under economics, if you see, always we come across these inputs: labor, land, labor, and then capital, machinery. All those are factors of production or inputs. You're just going to convert these into output. So how you to get as a finished product, you require certain inputs, then only you can convert it into output. Okay, so what all the things are in order to make a furniture, you require the basic raw material wood. Okay, and then the tools you require, and then you require the manpower support. Then only you can manufacture furniture. Okay, so like this, for any type of product, you require the inputs. Okay, and then only you will undergo certain process, and you will make it as a finished product. So that is known as production function. So since you use all kinds of inputs, here we used to take labor capital as the basic input which we require in order to produce a product. So production function, actually it has been given as like this equation. If you see, Q is the output, quantity of output you are going to produce. How you are going to get this output product? Only because of the function of all these inputs. Okay, so X1, X2, all these are inputs. Your factors of production. You require land, labor, capital, plant and machinery, everything. If you engage all these things in your business, then only you can give the final output, that is your finished product. So this process is known as the production function. Okay, so this terminology is different from you will be reading in your functional areas, operations management, production, all those things. But in economics, we are going to see in a different aspect. So basic, you know what is meant by production function now. Okay, you are going to use certain inputs here, and you are going to make it into process, and you are going to convert it as a finished product. So you will be involving here some fixed factors from variable factors. Okay, so fixed factors, like if you see land, certain factors you will be keeping as constant. You will be it will remain the same. If you want to increase your output also, you will be increasing your manpower, and then some raw materials. Certain factors you will keep it as a variable, and certain factors you will be keeping it as fixed. Okay, so suppose if I want to grow some rice or wheat, okay, I have agricultural land. So land I'm keeping as a fixed factor. If I want to produce more and more, some 1,000 tons, or already I'm producing, if I want to further more increase my production, agricultural production, then I can employ more labor. Okay, but land is very limited to me. So certain factors, no, you can keep only fixed. Okay, so suppose if I am running a factory, so that the factory, that premises is a fixed one. Okay, so I can involve more labor and produce more number of units. Okay, more output I can produce. So it all depends. Okay, so we have certain factors as fixed and certain factors as variable. Now, which one can frequently change? If you see labor, labor, the manpower you involve your employees, you can increase or decrease. You can increase, if you want to increase your output, you can increase. Okay. And then raw material, if you want to produce more, if the demand is more, then you can involve more, you can buy more raw materials and you can produce more. And then if you see to some extent, you will be keeping your land as fixed, because you cannot expand. Okay, you can increase your manpower, decrease, but at a stretch you cannot increase your land or the fixed type of resources you cannot make. Even the capital at times you can increase, but at times you cannot do it. Okay, so certain factors you are keeping. Even the plant and machinery, huge heavy plant and machinery would have bought and kept in your business. Still more if you require, so it takes some time. Okay, so like this, we will be involving the factors of production, which can be fixed as well as variable. Okay, certain factors will be fixed and certain factors will be variable. So you must be knowing what is meant by production actually. So production is that input, you will be involving certain factors of production. You will be doing undergoing process and converting them into a finished product. That is your output. Okay. And then production function is that you're going to involve all your factors of production. Okay. So main here is your labor and capital. Apart from that, you can use other inputs, your raw material, other inputs you can use. So the function of all these inputs gives you the output. Okay, so that equation you can mention there. And apart from that, we discussed about what is meant by fixed factor and variable factor. So variable factor you can change accordingly. Okay, so according to your output, what level you want, you can change accordingly as per your requirement. Okay, 1 unit you can increase, 2 units you can increase, but fixed factors you cannot increase at a short period of time. It takes some time for you to increase actually. So apart from that, what is meant by short period, long period? Because here we will be discussing short run production function and long run production function. So two things we will be discussing. Okay, one is the short run production function, other one is long run production function. Under short run production function, if you see, law of variable proportions we will be discussing. Okay, in this class. And other one is long run production function. If you see, you'll be discussing law of returns to scale. Okay, so what is meant by the short period, long period, short run, long run? First, we need to understand about that. In short run, if you see, no, you'll be keeping one factor as variable. Okay, so only one factor will be variable. Other factors, everything will be kept fixed. So that is known as short run production function or short period. What does it mean? Here here you are not mentioning about the year or month like that. Usually short run means we will tell that as within a year. Yes, ma'am. இருக்குங்க fill பண்ணல. 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Okay, so first we need to understand about what is meant by short run. So generally we mean that short run means within 6 months or 1 year. Long run means more than 1 year, that is 5 years like that. But here, short run production function, what does it says actually? If you say you're going, if you want to increase your output, okay, your total output, your total product, that output, if you want to increase, then you're going to factor only one factor as variable. All other factors will be kept fixed. Okay, because for producing a product, you require a lot of inputs, right? So right from your land, you require land, you require labor, raw material, capital, everything you require for producing a single product for 1 unit of product. So for producing 1 unit of product, if you want to still more increase your total output, here under the short run production function, if you see, you're going to keep one factor as all the other factors will remain fixed, will remain constant. So that has been explained under short run production function, because you cannot increase at a stage, you cannot increase your land, everything. Okay, so if you want to produce 10 units more or 100 units more, you can have your land as fixed only. You cannot, you can increase your labor, you can increase your raw material ingredients for producing a food product. You can increase your ingredients, whatever that mixture, that composition, you can increase and produce more number of outputs, more units you can produce. But a certain factor will remain fixed only under short run production function. So only one factor is fixed and all the other factors will be only one factor is variable and all the other factors will be fixed. It remain constant. So if you are using labor and land to land will be variable and land will be the fixed one and labor will be the variable one. Okay, so 1 acre of land or something, if I am going to engage in agricultural production, that 1 acre of land, it remains constant. The total output I start to increase by increasing the supply, the manpower. I may engage more labor and increase my total production there. So under short run production function, only one variable will be, or one factor will be variable. All other factors will remain fixed, will remain constant. So under long run production function, no, all the factors, all the inputs you are using, engaging in your production activity will all become variable. Okay, so there only one way, one factor will be variable. All other factors will be fixed. Under where? Under short run production function. But under long run production function, all the factors will become variable. All the factors will be variable. Whatever the machinery or the equipments you are using or labor, everything will become variable there. In order to adjust your demand, your total production, you want to increase your total product output, you have to increase, so that all the factors will become variable there. But under short run production function, only one factor will become variable. It can be labor. Okay, so labor you can increase. In order to increase your total product, total output, you can increase your labor, but land will remain fixed there. Okay, so all other factors will become fixed there under short run production function. So before going on in depth, so you must understand what is meant by production function, and then what is meant by fixed factor, what is meant by variable factor. Fixed factor means it remains constant for certain period of time. So during the short run, you cannot change. Even if you're changing your output also, if you want to increase your output also, it will remain constant for during the short run. But variable factor is that you can fluctuate accordingly. If you want to increase more output, you can increase accordingly. So which one you can fluctuate accordingly, demand ke tamari. So labor you can change accordingly. Raw material, if you want to produce more demands irukku market la, adukku thagunda mari you can purchase raw material. If no demand is there, then you have to automatically reduce your raw material in the business, because unnecessarily you know, no need to accumulate in your warehouse and produce the product, everything. Okay, so demand as per that requirement, you can produce the product. Labor also, some certain industries, certain places, no, they will be employing accordingly, based upon demand, based upon production, they will be employing the labor. Okay, but land, everything, it remain constant only. You cannot change, you cannot fluctuate accordingly as per your output you require. Output, if you want to increase, you cannot do in a short span of time, in a short run. Okay, so that you must understand. And then apart from that, what is meant by short run production function and long run production function? Short period means it's that only one factor variable, other factors fixed. Long run production function, all factors will become variable there. Okay, so short run production function, long run production function. Actually, short run production function, this theory has been explained through law of variable proportions. Okay, law of variable proportions has been explained here under short run production function. Under long run production function, returns to scale has been explained. Okay, so both you will be having theory, you'll be having the meaning, definition, all those things. And then for that you'll be having the assumptions, and then you'll be having a chart table, all those things. Okay, like this. So short run production function, under that only we are going to study about this law of variable proportions. Okay, so short run production function, actually what it tells, only one factor should be kept a variable, all other factors should be kept a fixed. Okay, so you are going to use two kinds of inputs here. Okay, so if you see in this table, you will come to know two inputs you are using for producing a product. Okay, so you will be using land and other thing as labor. Okay, so you are going to engage two inputs here for producing a product. So one will be the land, which is always fixed here, because short run, only one factor you can keep it as variable. All other factors should remain fixed. Capital andalum, plant and machinery andalum, land andalum, ellame vande we should keep it as fixed. Only one variable, that is only one factor, that is labor, is kept as variable here. Okay, so land and labor we are involving actually to produce a product, and you're going to find out the total production, average production, marginal production. Total production means, as you know, so total, you are going to use this composition, this combination, you are going to use the inputs, and how much output you are getting actually, that is known output or total production. Average production, you know, total production divided by number of inputs you utilized there. Okay, so number of units you utilized, actually number of inputs actually. So total production divided by number of units of input you used, divided by, you will be getting the average production. Okay, and marginal production, if you see, increase in 1 unit of input, how much increase in output you are getting, no additional input, because of that increased output, how much you are getting, that is known as marginal production, marginal actually. Okay, so first let us understand what is meant by law of variable proportion, and then we can come to that table, chart, all those things. Okay, so short run production function, under that only we are going to study this, discuss about this law of variable proportion. So law of variable proportion, what does it say? Says you're going to keep one factor as variable. You can increase, if you want to increase your output, you can increase that labor, but not land. Okay, because other factors is going to remain constant. It is going to remain fixed. So that has been explained under short run production function. That is your law of variable proportions. Okay. So under this concept, if you see, you'll be having certain assumptions. What are those assumptions? Your state of technology will remain constant. So if you want to increase your output, no, you're having certain inputs here, land, labor, capital, all those things, but technology, it is assumed that it will remain constant. There is no improvement in technology, because of that total output has increased or decreased. no, nothing you're going to explain over here. So you're going to keep your technology as constant. Okay, and certain other inputs also you're going to keep it as constant, because law of variable proportions in short run, you cannot keep all the factors as variable. ஒரே ஒரு factor மட்டும் we can keep it as variable. All the other factors, land, if you want to increase your output, land வந்துட்டு we cannot do anything. That's land, it remains. So you, with that only we have to produce the product. But labor you, okay. So if I'm using a factory, okay, so in that factory, if I'm going to engage employees, okay, so around 50 employees I'm engaging and producing a output. Okay, so some 1,000 units of output, take for example. If I'm going to increase, if I want to increase my output, then I can engage 55 employees or 60 employees, like that. And I can improve 10 units of output, increase my 10 units or 20 units of output. Okay. But the land that I use here for the short run, it remains constant here. Okay. So the premises or the factory, that layout setup I use, so that it remains constant for certain period of time. During the short run, it is kept a fixed. So here also technology will remain constant. All other factors, fixed factors will remain constant here. So only thing is you are going to increase your manpower. You are going to increase your labor there. So that has been explained here. So that's about your assumptions actually. And then if you see, actually we have three stages under the law of variable proportions. One is the stage of increasing returns, other one is stage of diminishing returns, other one is stage of negative returns. So all these things now, with the help of table and chart, you can understand easily. Okay, so if you draw a table and chart for that, you can understand easily. Okay, so first let us move to the table. If you see, we are utilizing two inputs, one is land, other one is labor. So if you see, all these things are kept fixed. Okay, because land is fixed. In the short run production function, you are keeping land as fixed. Only labor, that input only, you are going to keep it as variable. Okay, so that is the actual theory about. Okay, only one factor will be variable, other factors fixed. அதுதான் வந்து short run production functionல சொல்றாங்க. So here you are going to vary this one. Okay, so next, if you see, next column will be your total production column. So total production, how you get actually எவ்வளவு inputs எல்லாம் use பண்றோம் அதை பொறுத்து we are going to produce a product. So that is known as how many units you are producing, how many number of units you are producing, that is known as the total production. So here you are getting 20, 50, 90, 120, like that you are going to get the total production. Whenever you are going to engage 1 unit extra, no, your total production is increasing here, right? So it is increasing up to a certain point, till you employ 5 units of labor, your total production is increasing. And 6 also it is increasing actually. 150 it has been increased your total production, but 7 it has remained constant. And after that, if you are going to employ one more unit of labor also, your total production is starts falling. So that is actually here given under this curve. So total production, it is initially it will increase, it will reach to a saturation point here, and after that it starts to decline. So that is about total production actually. And average production column, if you see, how we are getting this means total production divided by number of units you engage actually, number of units of input you engage actually. So if you divide these two, you will be getting this column actually. 20 divided by 1. So 50 divided by 2, you will be getting in that way. Okay, so you have to divide total production divided by number of units or number of units you engage as input. Okay, so that gives you the average production. Okay, so this column is obtained in that way. And marginal production, if you see, so the marginal production, if you see, every unit, if you increase your input, your what output you are getting as increase. So that is known as the marginal production for every additional unit of one input. Okay, so if I'm going to employ 10 labors means initially I'm going to produce 100 units means if I'm going to introduce one more labor to that production activity as 11th unit, then if how much I'm going to get as a total production now marginal. Okay, so 150 or 200, so that increase. So how much difference 100 irundhathu, one unit employee if I'm going to use still more, my production is becoming 150 means that 50 is your marginal production. Okay, so here also the same thing. So first if you see that same 20, it is going to total production, average production, marginal production, everything is increasing here. And next instance if you see total production, it has got increased by increasing one unit of labor, your total production has got increased and your average production is also increasing here. So how you got, you know, this 50 divided by 2, your average production is also increasing here and your marginal production you just see. So 50 minus 20, that is 30. Okay, 50 and then minus 20, you are getting here 30. So this one also increasing to an extent. Okay, so if you see this comparison, actually in theory like this law, no, you have to give a table as before that introduction part, assumptions, all those things you have to give, and then the table and the graph for that you have to give. And after that table and graph, you have to give the explanation till what stage it was increasing, till after that how it has got declined, and like that you have to explain step by step this table, what it does tell to you. That same thing you have to give as a content, you have to narrate that actually. So if you see, it is also increasing, this one also is increasing. So and next you have to see that when 3 units of labor, when land is fixed, 3 units of labor has been engaged here, one more unit. So 2 units initially, now third unit I'm going to introduce. So my total production will become 90. Still, this is also increasing. And your average production, if you see, it is also increasing. So to an extent, it has also increased here. And your marginal production is also increasing. Okay, so marginal production is also increasing. So next stage, if you see, next step, fourth unit labor I'm introducing, and my total production also increases here to 120, from 90 to 120. And but my average production has remained constant here if you see. Okay, so it has not improved further. And my marginal production, if you see, marginal production, if you see, it has got declined here actually. Okay, so it has got declined from 40 to 30, it has happened. So how I'm arriving this means the difference of this only. So 50 minus first initially 20 you have to put, 50 minus 20 or 30 you are getting, 90 minus 50 40, 120 minus 90 30. So like this, 140 minus 120 20. So you have to get in that way only your marginal production. Okay, average production I already explained to you. Total production divided by number of units you engage, so that you can get your average production. Now how to compare is that, so till what it has increased, all has been increasing. Total production increasing here. Till this stage your total production is keep on increasing. And after that we'll later on we can discuss. And average production, it has increased till this level and it has remained constant while introducing 4 units of labor. Okay, it has remained constant here. But in case of marginal production, if you see, it has started to increase initially, but later on while introducing the 4th unit of labor, your marginal production, it has started to decrease. Okay, so here AP and average production and marginal production both has become equal here. So this is your first stage. First stage, increasing stage. So that's what here also we were discussing. Total product, it will increase. Your average production will also increase. Your marginal production will also increase. That is your first stage actually about increasing returns. Stage of increasing returns. All will be increasing in the first stage. Stage 1, everything will be increasing. Okay, and moving to the next one. So if you see for the 50 unit of labor, 5 units of labor if you are engaging, so your total production again it's increasing. So if you see, this is somewhat increasing at a diminishing rate only. So not to that much extent. Okay, so it slowly it starts to decline actually. So it has become 140, but increasing only, but at a diminishing rate. Okay, so little lower than comparing to previous one. Okay, so compared to previous thing, it is getting lower only, but it is increasing at a lower rate. And regarding your average production, it started to fall after reaching a saturation point. Your average product, it started to fall. Okay, so it has started to fall, that is 28. Your marginal production, it is still falling. Okay, it is still falling. Okay, so it has become 20. And for 6 units of labor, everything your land is going to remain constant. Your total production, again, still it is lower only, but it is increasing at a lower rate, diminishing rate. And your average production, it has, again, it got declined. Your marginal production is also got declined here. So next, if you see your 7 units of labor, your total production has become constant here. At this stage, your total production has become constant. And your regarding your average production still more it has got reduced, and your marginal production has become 0 here. Okay, when your marginal production has become 0, and when TP is maximum, when your TP, that is your total product, has become maximum, your marginal product has become 0 here. Later on, after that, it has become negative. Okay, so that is your uh, second and third stage is about. Okay, so first stage everything is increasing. Okay, so first stage everything is increasing. Stage 1 is increasing returns actually. Your total product is increasing, your average product also increasing, your marginal production also increasing. Okay, so both all are increasing. TP, AP and MP all are increasing. Stage 1. Stage 2, if you see, total product it's increasing but at a lower rate. But your average product, if you see, it starts slowly to decline, and your marginal production it is also declining. Second stage, but after declining, no, this marginal product it has become 0 here. So that is your stage 2. So it has become 0 here. Stage 2, MP is becoming 0 and TP is at the maximum. And the last stage, stage 3, that is your negative returns. Negative return stage is that your MP is becoming negative, your total production is getting declined, average production is also declining, and your marginal production has become lower than 0, that is your negative. So this is the stage 3. Okay, so that has been explained over here. So you have to give what is meant by first production function law, what is meant by short run production function, that you must know. So only one factor you are going to keep it here variable, all the other factors you are going to keep it as fixed, and here you are going to use labor and land for law of variable proportions, which comes under the short run production function. You're going to keep your land as fixed here. Okay, you're just going to increase your labor, that input you're going to increase, and find out total production, average production and marginal production. So with this table, what you are coming to know is that, so you can increase, if you are going to increase your input, you can increase the total production, but to a certain point. Till that it is increasing. Still stage 1 it is increasing actually. Your average production is also increasing till that, and your marginal production will increase, and at a certain point of time your average production and marginal production will both become equal. After that, your average production, it starts to fall. Your total production will increase, but at a diminishing rate, at a lower rate. Your average production starts to fall, and your marginal production still more, it starts to fall, and it will reach a point. That point, it will become zero, where TP is maximum. Your total production is maximum at that point. And in the third stage, even your total production will start to fall. It will reach the saturation and it will start to fall. Your average production will also fall, and your marginal production will become negative after that. So from the zero, it will go to negative actually. So that has been explained under law of variable proportions. So since in short run, you can in case of law of variable proportions, if you see, you cannot increase all of your inputs. Okay, so only few inputs you can increase. So that's what here, only one input you are going to keep it as variable. All the other thing in the short run, you can keep all the other factors as fixed, and only one factor you can keep it as a variable. And so you can show the impact on total production. Actually, total output, you can find out whether there is an increase in the output or not. So that has been explained under law of variable proportions. So you have to explain what is the meaning of that, and then the assumptions of any theory, any law, you have to give the meaning introduction part, and then the assumptions of that. Okay, so which all things are kept constant, all those things you have to explain here. Okay, so technology, everything you are going to keep it as a constant. All other factors, only labor you are going to, only one factor you are going to keep it as variable, that is your labor. All the other factors, land will remain fixed, technology will remain constant, everything is will remain fixed here. And you are going to increase your labor and find out what is the total output, total production, average production, and marginal production. So then you have to go in depth into the explanation, that is 3 stages of law of variable proportions. So each stage, what does it mean, what all things are increasing, what all increasing at a lower rate, diminishing, when it becomes zero, when it becomes negative, all those things you have to explain under each stage. You have to give a table. Of course, you have to draw the diagram for that. Okay, so you have to give the table and all the details. After the table, you have to provide the details regarding how it is increasing, when you are employing, when you are engaging 5 units, 6 units, what is the impact on total production, average production, and marginal production. So all those explanations are required here, and you have to draw the chart, that graph you have to do it up, then only you'll be scoring marks. So stage 1, it is all increasing. Okay, so point of inflection. So this is the point where your total production is increasing at an increasing rate. So this is the stage 1, all are increasing. But in the stage 2, if you see, this is increasing total production, but your average production, it tends to fall here. Your marginal production, still more it falls under the stage 2. Stage 3, it has reached the saturation, and your marginal production has become zero at this point, and later on stage 3 la, it has become negative actually. Stage 2 la, it became zero, and it has reached the maximum. And stage 3, it has started to fall, and this has become negative, and average production also has fall down. So that has been explained here under law of variable proportions. Okay, so this is it has been applied in all the fields, agriculture, industry, because you cannot keep all the factors as variable in the short run. You can keep certain factors as fixed, and only one factor you can keep variable. Okay, it can be industry. See, if you are utilizing plant and machinery, it remains constant only. If you want to increase your number of units of output, you can increase more manpower. Okay, but you cannot increase your plant and machinery in the short run period of time. So it will take a long run to have more plant and machinery to keep it as variable actually. So in the short run, you can keep only one factor as variable and others. Even in this applies even to the agricultural field. So the cultivation, the land, 1 acre or 2 acre, whatever the land you possess, in that you can do cultivation to that limit only in the short run. Okay, you can engage more employees if you don't have manpower support. In order, you can increase, if you want to increase your output, you can engage additional labors there. Okay, but the land will remain constant there. Okay, similarly, this applies even to the industry. You can keep your plant and machinery and the premises or the factory building you use, that will remain constant, fixed for the short run actually. So only in the long run you can keep all the factors as variable. In the short run you can keep the only one factor as variable, all the other factors will remain fixed constant actually. So that has been given under the law of variable proportions. So this is applicable even to the agricultural field or the industry actually. So far we discussed about what is meant by production function. Okay, and then we discussed about short run production function, long run production function, and apart from that we discussed about variable, what is meant by variable factor and fixed factor, and then short run, long run. So under short run only we are discussing about law of variable proportions. So in the next upcoming we will be discussing long run production function. Under that, returns to scale, law of returns to scale we will be discussing.